I'm Ellen Trudell. I'm the Corporate Communications Manager for the Detroit Lions, and this is my 8th season with the team.
Welcome into another Women in Football segment presented by Priority Health. I'm Danny Rogers, and I'm joined by Ellen Trudell, the Corporate Communications Manager here for the Lions. Ellen, tell us how you got here to this franchise, being an Allen Park resident, right where we're at right now.
Yeah, I mean, literally right here. I always joke that I'm a super local for that reason, but I always also say that my parents have had season tickets longer than they've had me. So I grew up a diehard Lions fan. It's a big part of my relationship with my dad. I've never missed a Thanksgiving game, not since I think I was 3. And I always knew I wanted to go into PR, and I never thought I'd work in sports, but when I saw that the Lions, it was called media relations at the time, had a media relations internship, I was like, okay, I have to apply, I just have to see. And then I ended up getting the internship. And so I interned with the team, and it was literally a dream come true.
So when you were able to come back for a full-time position, work for the hometown team, literally down the street from where you grew up from, what were the emotions, and how excited were you for that opportunity?
I was very excited. I think I might have even been more excited for the internship, only because it just felt very surreal. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even have sports experience when I applied for the internship. I was actually working in politics. So it was not at all the route I thought that I was going to take. And so when I got it, I kind of, I don't know, thought I was getting punked or something. Like, I was like, somebody get put up to this? Did I actually get this internship? So I was ecstatic, and my parents were very proud, and all of my friends from home were very proud too. It was kind of like, you love the Lions, you're gonna work for the Lions? And I was like, I know.
I love that. You're a Central Michigan Chippewa, and yeah, you just said politics to sports. So what did the journey look like in the media relations realm that really set you up to take on this role?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I was actually working, like I said, literally in politics at the time for a state senator. And when I got the call, I was like, hey, this is a dream. I know that I'm working like this full-time job, but I have to take this shot. And so when I got here, I had never actually worked with sports information before. I knew football because I was a fan, but it was a lot different being on the other side of it, learning how to transcribe for the first time. So there was a little bit of a learning curve from the PR that I was doing to doing like the sports information PR. It was awesome to be able to learn from such professionals, and that they were willing to take a chance on me without having that experience.
Being a woman in this role, having your voice be one of the main storytellers for, like you said, off the field, how much influence does that have?
The idea of women in general, and at the risk of sounding stereotypical, but this idea of like compassion and empathy, I think that really informs the way that stories are told. And not to say that men can't have that either, but I think it's a talent that a lot of women innately have, and that maybe they're able to cultivate a little bit more. And so telling that and telling stories that have compassion and empathy and emotion in lens of sports, I think is super interesting, because I don't think there's many more things that are actually more emotional than sports. We just don't always think about it that way. But, calling football romantic, I don't think is actually out of line. But yeah, narratives are important. Narratives, when you're tugging on those heartstrings, when you're being able to make an emotional connection, because that's something that'll stay with someone through the years, and they can pass that down to their family members, and it becomes like a multi-generational story. Authenticity is key in every form of communication. If you can find a good balance between professionalism and staying true to who you are, there's nothing that you can do but be successful when you operate that way.